From WBNG, the Southern Tier's #1 local news. This is 12 News at 11.
The nice thing about us putting this in our local law, in our chapter, it gives the community, whether it's residents or community groups, of when these people's rights are infringed upon, they actually have something to do.
Thank you for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Zach Grady, and we start in Broome County, where Binghamton officials have passed legislation making the unhoused a protected class inside the city. This legislation makes addresses optional for job applications and bans businesses from discriminating when hiring someone without a permanent address. Rebecca Rathmel, the woman who submitted this legislation, read a statement sent from the National Homelessness Law Center, which spoke on the city's immediate need to support unhoused individuals.
Given the lack of affordable housing, communities need sensible and cost-effective strategies to solve homelessness. The best, most cost-effective and permanent strategies to ensure that all who are unsheltered have access to a safe place to live. In the meantime, the best first step is for Binghamton to, at a minimum, ensure that those who are currently unhoused have protections against further harms from discrimination that will make it harder for them to exit homelessness.
Language that was in a previous version of the legislation led to some believe that police and businesses would lose the ability to remove unhoused encampments. The city of Binghamton passed the amended legislation with clarified language by a vote of 6-2. We head on over now to the Weather Center for the first time to check in on the Southern Tier's forecast with Chief Meteorologist Howard Manges. Howard, I know you have a couple of first alert days lettered this week, but what's going on tonight?
We're quiet tonight, just a damp night. We do have a few light rain showers still persisting in northern Pennsylvania, but the blips you see there in Delaware and Broome County, not rain. We are still seeing a fair amount of clouds across the area here this evening, but again, we're going to see much more cloud cover and some heavy rain coming our way. The first alert in effect for Friday and mainly Friday night. We have Saturday in there because, well, after midnight Friday comes Saturday, so it's very, very early Saturday morning. Saturday's shaping up to be quite decent, but there could be quite the difference in rain from west to east depending on where this storm tracks. I still think we're going to get a lot of rain. We'll talk about that in our full forecast. This storm will produce very heavy rain at times, potentially even a severe thunderstorm. We'll have to watch it as well. The track of that will be important. Flash flooding will develop somewhere in the area under that heaviest rain, and then flood stages, if any, on the main stem rivers will be dependent upon just how much rain falls around those headwaters and the basins of the Susquehanna and the Shenango. We'll give you a full, much more detailed look at what we can expect here coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Howard. Tioga County officials are advising residents that multiple cases of pertussis, more commonly known as whooping cough, have been reported in the area. Whooping cough is a highly contagious bacterial infection that affects respiratory systems. Tioga County Public Health wanted to remind residents of symptoms, including early symptoms such as a low-grade fever, apnea, and babies and young children turning blue or purple. Later symptoms include the distinctive cough, vomit during or after coughing fits, and a struggle to breathe. If you think you or your child has whooping cough, or if you have further questions, you are encouraged to contact your health care provider or Tioga County Public Health. The Tompkins County Legislature is officially committed to exploring a local minimum wage and amid a push from the community. After several amendments, the legislature's final resolution directs county staff to look into the impact of a local minimum wage higher than the state minimum wage. The current minimum wage in New York is $15 per hour for all of upstate and $16 per hour for New York City residents. Back in 2023, a living wage survey was conducted by Cornell, which found that $18.45 per hour is considered the minimum income needed for Tompkins County residents to afford things like food and shelter.
The average rent in Ithaca for a studio apartment is $1,500. That's insane. I don't know many people that can afford that level of rent, afford to live alone, yet alone be expected to participate in the local economy.
Many other residents attending the meeting speaking in favor of a potential change. However, not every resident was on board.
An increase approaching these figures could be devastating for businesses large and small, leading some to close and deterring new businesses from opening altogether, while unfairly advantaging large institutions in chains that can more easily absorb increased labor costs.
According to that same Cornell report, roughly 18,000 workers living in Tompkins County earn less than the living wage. The resolution passed the Tompkins County Legislature by an 11-3 vote. Nationally, the government's college financial aid form will be delayed for some students after last year's botched rollout. The 2025-2026 free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, will be released on October 1st to a subset of students. According to that Department of Education, the form will be fully available to all students on or before December 1st. The delay comes after a rocky rollout of an updated version. When the new version was released last December, it was initially only available for hours at a time. The rollout resulted in significant delays for students, many of whom were still waiting for financial aid award letters. A new statewide push is in full gear. The goal? To ban smartphones in the classrooms. Now, the data is in and New Yorkers are on board. This is according to a new poll from Siena College, who say 60% of voters support banning smartphones in the classrooms. What's interesting here is that the exact same amount of Republicans and Democrats agree on the ban. Exactly 58% approve, and exactly 38% disapprove across the aisle, with even stronger support from independents. Likewise, voters over 35 support a smartphone classroom ban 2-1. And when it comes to going back to school, 12 News wants to help make sure that students are ready with our annual backpack drive. You can drop off a backpack at the Serve Pro on Conklin Ave in Binghamton, Enwell Family Physicians, or Hatala Orthodontics, and at some Tioga State Bank locations. Backpacks will be distributed from Catholic Charities Food Pantry in Binghamton. For more details, visit our website at WBNG.com. The Tioga County Fair is back for another weekend of entertainment at Marvin Park in Owego. The fair started on Tuesday and has offered several agricultural events for residents. Throughout the weekend, residents can expect more attractions such as a carnival, local business vendors, a demolition derby, and more. Board president for the fair, Eric Johnson, says the excitement is in the air and the community has grown anticipating.
Some new ground acts that we brought in this year, the Chicken Crackle Review, which is a pretty good show. Hopefully the kids will like that. We have some dog shows. We have a lot of ground vendors, craft vendors, face painters, everything under the sun.
The fair will run until Saturday, August 10th, and organizers encourage those in the area to check out what it has to offer. We still have a lot to offer here on 12 News at 11, including Tropical Storm Debbie is meandering off the coast of South Carolina, but the storm is forecast to make landfall once again in the U.S. tonight, already having dumped more than a foot of rain in 3 states. We hear from those impacted after the break, but before we head anywhere, we look live at downtown Binghamton, and Chief Meteorologist Howard Manges will join us one more time for our full forecast here after the commercial.
Looking for safe, predictable investments? With guaranteed returns and competitive rates from a Chemung Canal Trust Company CD, watch your money grow while you sit back. Stop into one of our locations today. Chemung Canal Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The cost of living is brutal. Red tape is killing the economy.
Thankfully, Congressman Mark Molinaro is working across the aisle,
lowering costs on gas, groceries, even health care.
Mark grew up on food stamps, so he understands the struggles we face.
And now Congress has an opportunity to lower costs even more
by cutting red tape.
Go get him, Mark. Keep working for us.
Tell Congressman Mark Molinaro to keep fighting for lower costs and support the Red Tape Reduction Act.
When it comes to fun, it's what we do. See All-American country star Ashley McBride perform live. Tickets are $30 and on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and the gift shop. Tioga Downs Casino Resort. Fun is what we do.
NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. Go to netcredit.com. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
The Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, AVP, is your gateway to everywhere. Fly nonstop to Charlotte on American Airlines. There are multiple flights every day. Enjoy North Carolina or make an easy connection to your special destination.
You've worked hard. Long days. Year after year. Decade after decade. You've seen a lot of things. Enjoyed the good times and weathered the tough times. You've earned a life that you can call your own, alongside the people you love the most. Retirement worries shouldn't get in the way. But many Americans like you are finding that retiring on a fixed income is harder than they expected. Fortunately, there are thousands of benefits programs that can help. Visit benefitscheckup.org to see if you're among the millions of people eligible for thousands of dollars in benefits to help you age well, so you can focus on what's really important. Benefits Checkup. You've earned this.
Tomorrow on Around the Tiers, I'll have 2 in-studio interviews, National Immunization Month awareness, and also the Susquehanna and Tioga County Kennel Club. All that, your local weather, and so much more, all on Around the Tiers.
Thank you for joining us once again here at 11. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has released its annual high tide flooding outlook for the next year. Scientists predict less high tide flooding along the United States coast as El Nino conditions transition into La Nina. NOAA predicts that from May until next April, the U.S. will see a median range of 4 to 8 high tide flood days. That's slightly fewer than last year's predicted 4 to 9 days. Due to sea level rise, it no longer takes severe weather to cause flooding along the coast. High tide flooding occurs when tides reach just 1 to 2 feet above the daily average. Tropical Storm Debbie is set to slam into the U.S. coast for the second time since it's hit tropical storm status 4 days ago. The slow-moving storm is forecast to dump prolific amounts of rain and bring life-threatening flooding as it heads up the East Coast. CNN's Brian Abel is in South Carolina, where Debbie's power has already been seen.
Tropical Storm Debbie targeting the U.S. coast once again overnight. The South Carolina governor comparing Debbie to a 3-act play. The first act saw heavy rainfall as the storm moved from its Florida landfall Monday and parked along the coast, bringing bands of immense moisture. The second act is imminent as Debbie curls back around, set to smack straight into South Carolina.
This is not nearly over. We're just in the second phase of this right now.
The third act, potential catastrophic flooding as waterways fill with stormwater.
The rain that falls will go into the rivers, and then also the rain that falls into North Carolina, which will be considerable, will take some time to work its way down into the state, and that's why we don't expect those rivers to crest probably until the middle of next week.
Major flooding is an issue that parts of Georgia are now facing after dams burst near Savannah. Residents elsewhere are seeing animals out of place, like this alligator swimming in a flooded Charleston backyard. And some are working through power problems.
Obviously, there's no power, so refrigeration's been a big issue, but we're trying to make it work.
Meanwhile, a family in Georgia thankful to be alive after a tree came crashing through their home.
It just was real scary, and I jumped up, and the first thing I did was check on my kids.
Over 700 FEMA members and federal partners are now stationed in the southeast as a slow-moving storm could bring life-threatening hazards again. In Charleston, I'm Brian Abel.
We move now from the southern states to the southern tier as we check on the weather here in downtown Binghamton with Chief Meteorologist Howard Manges. Howard, what's going on across our area?
Well, we're quiet here tonight, but we're getting ready for some rain from Debbie. It will not be Debbie when it gets here, but it will be the remains of Debbie. There's a look at the storm spinning very near the South Carolina coast. It may have come ashore, but either way, folks down there just relentlessly getting hammered with heavy rain, severe weather, tornadoes, flash flooding. Some rain through the northern tier of Pennsylvania here this evening. A lot of clouds still in place as well. We've got temperatures in the 60s, 70 in Elmira still. We've got 60 in Delhi, 61 in Oneonta, 63 in Sydney. There's the latest on Debbie. It is a tropical storm still. It's rather disorganized. You can pick up the counterclockwise circulation there. Still gusting to 70, but this storm is going to lift north, and it will do so very slowly. By Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning, it becomes a tropical depression around about Virginia, and then it continues to move into the northeast. Look where it's going to be, the potential center of circulation from the Finger Lakes back down to, well, southeastern New York, northwestern New Jersey there as well. Again, through the day on Friday, and then it will rip out of here through that overnight period Friday. Late week thoughts, again, storm coming our way here. It will bring us heavy rain, and it may move almost directly over top of us. And where exactly it does go is going to be critical in determining the highest rainfall amount locations. But this storm is also going to be in the process of transitioning from a tropical-based storm to what we refer to as a mid-latitude storm. And essentially, hurricanes and tropical storms and depressions don't have warm fronts and cold fronts. Mid-latitude storms do, and we know what cold fronts and warm fronts do. They can enhance precipitation, and with that cold front coming through later Friday, it could bring a small risk of a severe storm, maybe even a tornado if things line up just right. But far and away, the highest risk with this is going to be for flash flooding. I still think we're on the path to 2 to 4 inches of rainfall across the area. Yeah, there could be some higher, there could be some lower totals, but just something to keep in mind. We are going to get rain. Flash flooding is likely to occur inside the heaviest rainfall. Rivers will come up. They may reach flood stage as well, but this does not pose any similarities to 2011 or 2006. Just not the same. 2011, we had 12 to 18 hours of torrential downpours. It's not the case. Also, we had 6 to 12 inches of rain. We had Irene come through 10 days prior. We're not in the same boat here. So yes, it's going to get wet, and yes, the rain will be heavy, and yes, the risk of flash flooding is there, but there is no similarity, nor is there any indication that we're going to see anything like 11 or 06. Excessive rain, the Weather Prediction Center holding us in a 3 out of 4 risk, 20 to 50% chance of flash flooding. How much rain could theoretically cause flash flooding in an hour? Less or around an inch of rain or more in an hour, even a little bit more, could cause flash flooding. Things are pretty wet, under an inch in Tioga and Broome and Delaware County. So this type of system will absolutely do that. So the timeline, looking ahead to some rain coming in tomorrow. Could be a few downpours. Debbie's remnants arrive on Friday. Heaviest rain Friday afternoon into Friday evening, early Friday night. And then as we get into Friday, rivers will begin rising, could reach flood stage. No flood watch yet. That's going to be watched by the Weather Service, see if they need to do that. But then Sunday or Saturday, sun will develop through the day. A few showers overnight, even through the day tomorrow. A couple of heavier downpours possible tomorrow evening. Some rain around. A little break on Friday morning. Here comes the heavy rain Friday afternoon. Again, some heavy downpours, maybe a thunderstorm, maybe a gusty thunderstorm, and then by 8 or 9 o'clock, that heavy rain is out of here on Friday evening. And then we get into, as I mentioned, a quiet Saturday with some sunshine, although it will be quite wet. And there's a look at that 7-day forecast. So when you see that first alert on Saturday, know it's primarily just for overnight Friday into the very early morning hours of Saturday.
And Howard, I know we've mentioned this several times before, but not just tonight. You can always check our website and our app as well.
WBNG Storm Track 12 weather app.
Thank you so much. Still ahead here at 12, or on 12 News at 11. The Southern Tier gets ready to cheer on Emily Mackay, the former Bearcat and UE Tiger, is 2 races away from gold. We hear from Binghamton's head man after the break about what Emily means to the Bearcat community.
Today we are honored to share a few stories about people who made up the fabric of our incredible community.
Binghamton Philharmonic Orchestra presents the second annual Bing Bing Swing, a gala fundraiser to benefit the orchestra's educational initiatives. An evening of big band jazz with members of the Philharmonic conducted by Maestro Daniel Heggie, featuring Boston-based jazz vocalist Amanda Carr. Open bar, dessert reception, dancing, and more. Saturday, August 10th from 6:30 to 9 at the Binghamton Club. For more information, visit binghamtonphilharmonic.org.
It's Toyota's national sales event. Swipe into end of summer fun with an exciting new Toyota. Whether you're paddleboarding in a RAV4, mountain biking in a Tacoma, or tubing with your best friends in a Camry, you'll find plenty to post about all summer long.
Lease a new RAV4, the best-selling small SUV in America with all-wheel drive for just $319 a month. And you've got everything you need to take adventure further.
Come in today. Ooh, like.
Toyota, let's go places.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
A new day is dawning for people in rural America.
HughesNet is reinventing satellite internet.
We just launched Jupiter 3, the world's largest commercial communications satellite, which gives you unlimited data and faster speeds.
With the new HughesNet, you can do it all. Connect, stream, and play wherever you live.
Don't wait. Call or go online now.
Have you ever seen this man before?
Hi. They're a tag team of legal eagles.
My name is Mason.
Ben Matlock. A duo of courtroom commanders.
Are you sure?
And they're both part of the...
Objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection.
Objection Connection.
Your witness, Mr. Berger.
Gotcha.
So put a little habeas in your corpus with Ben and Perry.
Weekdays starting at 9 a.m. on Binghamton's MeTV.
No further questions.
It's finally time to kick off the 40th annual Speedy Fest weekend.
Speedy Fest 2024 was a huge success from all of us here at 12 News.
It's awesome out here. This is my second Speedy Fest out here in Altoninga Park. I'm just loving it.
Speedy Fest is here. It's a time of cook-offs, music, and ballooning.
Jerry Madashny joins us once again, this time with the owner of Lupo's. Autria, how's it going?
Thank you for everyone who came out and said hi to us, and we can't wait to see you next year as well.
This is the Jeff Kai's Auto Sports Desk.
A former Bearcat is 2 races away from gold. A former Rumble Pony is still winning awards in the Eastern League. And a new era in Big Red football is getting ready to kick off. This is the Sports Desk. The Southern Tier already knows her name, but the rest of the world is just learning how good and how fast Emily Mackay truly is. The Union Endicott grad and Binghamton Bearcat alum is now just 2 races away from an Olympic medal. Mackay opened up her Olympics with a 6th place finish in the opening day heats of the women's 1500. The 6th place finish automatically qualified her for the semis, but was also the 6th best time overall, as the top 6 times in qualifying all came from Mackay's heat. 12 Sports spoke with Binghamton University Director of Athletics Eugene Marshall on Wednesday about what Mackay's Olympic performance means to both the university and the Binghamton community.
You know, Binghamton University is a world-class university, and everything that we do, we try to do in a world-class way. Our students are world-class, and now Emily is just evident in being a world-class athlete.
Emily hits the track again Thursday for the 1,500-meter semifinals. Bearcat Athletics hosting a watch party on campus for the race. Those details for the watch party on your screen right now as well. You can find out more on our website at WBNG.com. And staying on the Vestal campus, there is a new Bearcat in town. And no, he's not a student, athlete, or staff member. Meet Bing. He is Binghamton University's real-life mascot and was officially welcomed to the university on Wednesday. Bing comes from Animal Adventure Park, and he is native to the island of Palawan in the Philippines. According to the park, Bing is an omnivore and loves to be around people and play around. President Harvey Stanger says having a real-life mascot is a great representation of what the university stands for.
They're fast, they're tough, and they're adaptable. And we think that that's what the Bearcat represents to Binghamton University. So I want to thank our students, Mia and Nora, who came here, built this relationship. I'm so excited to have Bing coming to campus, perhaps for a visit or two.
Bing made it official by marking his territory on the dotted line. Everyone at Animal Adventure and the university is very excited to welcome Bing as the campus's newest mascot. All right, folks, I'm not sure if you figured this out or not yet, but yeah, football, it's back. We took a trip up on Tuesday, up I-81, and we'll be back there on Friday as well for Orange Training Camp. The NFL already with a preseason game in the books and the first episode of Hard Knocks debuting. WBNG's preseason playbooks kick off in less than 2 weeks from right now, and Big Red is ready for a new era of football underneath new head coach Dan Swanstrom. Swanstrom takes over a Big Red program picked to finish 7th in the Ivy League preseason polls after spending the last 5 seasons as head coach of Ithaca College. Cornell is bringing back 4 preseason all-conference players, though, including 3 on offense and senior quarterback Jamison Wong. Tune in on Monday as 12 Sports will bring you the latest from the Ivy League's Media Day. While Brandon Sproat may not be a Pony any longer, the Mets' top pitching prospect is still earning honors here in the Eastern League. The righty named the MILB Eastern League Pitcher of the Week for July 29th through August 4th. Sproat was called up to AAA Syracuse earlier this week, just one night after he struck out 11 consecutive batters in his final start for Binghamton. Sproat's rookie campaign in pro ball so far includes a 6-2 record and a 2.05 ERA in 17 appearances. The 2.05 ERA, that's the 3rd best in all of the minors this season. Sproat's old club on the road in Somerset. Ponies, top of the 4th. Jeremiah Jackson rips one over the 3rd baseman. He gets into 2nd. That's his 14th double of the year, but the Ponies would leave him stranded, and that's the story of the night for Binghamton. Bottom of the inning, though, Somerset not stranding anyone. Elijah Dunham with the 3-run shot to put the Patriots on the board, and then still in the 4th, Ponies in trouble with 2 runners in scoring position. Nolan Clenny gets the ground out and gets Binghamton out of the jam. Drake Osborne doing all he can. He sends this one to the wall. Hold on. We're not going home, though, as Ponies 0 for 6 on the night with runners in scoring position. Binghamton threatening again with runners on the corners in the 8th. Patriots, though, with the double play to get out of the inning and get the Game 2 shutout win in their Subway Series with the Ponies as they fall on the road 5-0. Don't go anywhere, though. We will be right back after the break.
Madison, you forgot your backpack.
Not all local children have access to backpacks. That's why now through September 1st, WBNG is helping collect them. To donate, please bring new backpacks to Hittell Orthodontics on Riverside Drive in Johnson City. WBNG's Backpack Drive is brought to you by these local sponsors.
So please show your support and donate today.
At Matthews Planet Pre-Owned, you can get a quality pre-owned vehicle for about half the cost of a new car. We have over 800 like-new pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs available, many priced under $20 grand, with no haggling necessary to get our lowest price, and our salespeople are here to help, never to pressure you. Trust the Planet at Matthews on the Parkway or planetpreowned.com.
Get ready for an incredible evening at Cutler Pond on August 15th as Achieve presents their Savor the Summer event. This will be a summer celebration like no other, featuring delicious food, beer, wine, and ciders from our region's top restaurants, along with live local music and a fabulous fireworks display. Don't miss out. Gather your friends and celebrate the season at Achieve's Savor the Summer event, August 15th. Visit achieveny.org to secure your tickets today.
Since 1899, we have been there to protect what matters most, providing trusted coverage and genuine care to customers and communities across the state of New York. 125 years later, we continue to honor those values so that others can have the hope for a better tomorrow and the courage to persevere.
NYCM Insurance, how can we help you?
Imagine
Imagine a place where animals and children can both reach their full potential. Together, at Callie's Clubhouse, we repurpose and rehabilitate older horses to be a guiding light and therapeutic nourishment for people experiencing health, social, and life changes. With professionally trained and certified instructors, we utilize real horsepower to facilitate positive learning outcomes with a variety of programs, such as therapeutic riding, where individuals with disabilities can experience movement on a horse. I Talk with Horses, a riding program where low and nonverbal children practice their communication skills. I Read with Horses, where young readers can receive new books and expand their literacy. The 7 Keys to Success, a program where youth can design a civic engagement project to share with their community, learning key leadership skills along the way. These programs, along with the dedication of our staff and horses, prove to be a wonderful source for enrichment and education for people of all ages. Learn more at calliesclubhouse.org.
Finally here at 11, 2 years after suddenly losing his mother, rap producer Metro Boomin has launched a national grant initiative inspired by her. Metro Boomin, born Leland Tyler Wayne, was raised by a single mom, has long been dedicated to celebrating single mothers. 5 years before his mother's passing, he created his Single Moms Are Superheroes initiative, later dedicating it to his own mom. Now that program is going on the road in conjunction with Metro and Future's North American tour. The initiative will provide $20,000 in grants and tickets to nonprofit organizations supporting single mothers in each city's tour. Howard, what's your favorite Metro Boomin song? I know you have several of them.
I have no idea, but I want to say that all moms are superheroes, not just single moms.
No, absolutely, you're 1,000% right, and it's a great initiative. What he's doing, though, absolutely, paying it forward, 1,000%. And we thank you for joining us here at 11. Come back in the morning for the latest news, weather, and headlines. The Late Show is next. Have a great night. We see you tomorrow.